Welcome back. Now, let's do this, shall we? Yeah, let's get to searching. We can totally do this. Now that's the spirit. Let's kick Brian's ass for thinking we can be fucked with. Yeah, whatever. Just get to searching. I don't have time for this shit. Just like that, our 4 groups of 3 split up. So where do we want to look? Any ideas? No preferences here. None here either. Well, if it worked out when we checked out the 3rd floor last time, so why don't we check that out again? I'm down to look around the 3rd floor. Same here. Alright, I guess we're decided then. We were decided then. 3 of us walked up to the 3rd floor. Then we walked around the area for a while to try and find a place that looked like it might house any items. Came across what appeared to be a commons for students to relax. This was the type of place Brian liked to hide items. And sure enough, it didn't take too long until Bunny chimed in. Hey, I found something. He was standing next to a vending machine. Dog and I ran over to him. What is it? There, look down in the drop-down area of this vending machine. This is definitely new. The hell is that all about? Cards, die, darts. Is that a whip? Seems like a fun time. Instead of playing strip poker, we can play whip poker. If you're into that sort of thing. Like I am. So let's reach in and grab everything. Someone tells me that if it was that easy, this guy would have already done it. Yeah, dog's right. Fortunately, the drop-down area is blocked off. As an example, he tried to push his hand through the flap, only for the flap to remain firmly in place. What? What's going on? Look down there, there's a blocker. Again, Bunny pointed into the vending machine. Noticed an extended metal rod pressed against the back of the machine and the flap. So that's keeping it open. Yeah, what a pain, am I right? So what do we do? I don't know. Maybe we could try shaking the machine. I think we'd need someone like Horse or Tiger for that. Wouldn't we be able to dislodge the blocker if we hit it from above? I mean, if we could hit the blocker, we'd have done it already. I can see a way. Huh? Oh, I get it. We need to order something from the vending machine above the blocker. Bingo! Those cookies are right above it. If you order one, I bet it'll dislodge the blocker. Good thinking, dog. So, does anyone have a $1.50? Bunny fished around in his pockets. Sorry, I got nothing. I make it practice to not to keep cash on me. Attracts the wrong types. I've got nothing. So are we just sunk? Brian wouldn't just set this up only for us to be unable to beat it. Don't have change, then there has to be cash around here. Let's search these commons. Look under the couch cushions, under sheets of paper, everywhere. Bet if we work hard enough and believe in ourselves, we can find a $1.50. Yeah, set your goals lofty, mouse. Woo. Energized, we started looking around for any dollar bills or quarters. It didn't take us too long to find our first lead. Found a quarter under this couch. Oh, I found one under this pencil sharpener. Keep looking. Before long, we had gathered 6 quarters. Great work, team. Now we can stick it to that stupid blocker. You think this is actually going to work? It was your idea. It'll work. Put in the money and ordered a cookie. The cookie fell down and knocked the blocker away. Score! All 3 of us went down and fished around the drop-down area. Bunny picked up some of the game items. Dog got his hands on the cookie, naturally. And I pulled out the whip and a tag attached to it. Whoa, what are you doing with that, mouse? Hey, examining it? Why? Call me mouse, ma'am. The whip was out of place. If I had to guess, this was the item. Sure enough, on one side of the tag, the number 3195 was printed. This was an item. I turned it around and began to read the rules out loud. Taming whip. Use this whip at any time on another untamed player. By doing so, you are challenging them in order to tame them. Once a challenge has begun, a round's timer has stopped. List of games will appear on the challenged player's tablet. They'll have the right to choose any game on the list for the challenge. The players will then play the game with the Jade Emperor observing the play. Any player caught cheating will instantly be executed. Any participant that in any way interferes with the game will instantly be executed. challenger wins the game, they will have successfully tamed their target. In this case, the tamed player's tablet will no longer be active. And a new option will be added to the tamer's tablet, which allows them to access the functionality of the tamed player's tablet. With this, the tamer can now control the tamed player's actions. Okay, this is cool. If the tamer dies, any people they've tamed will die too. Oh. On the other hand, if the challenged player wins, and the tamer properly... if the challenged player wins, the tamer fails to properly tame their target and ends up dead. In other words, a failed taming attempt will result in execution for the tamer. Wow, that seems really powerful. It seems like it could be really useful, doesn't it? If we use it properly as a group, we could... Dog interrupted Bunny by yanking the whip out of my hands. Hey! Dog looked over the whip's tag, then entered a nearby room. What are you doing? In response to my question, an announcement played on my tablet. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame horse. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Know that any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will instantly be executed. As the announcement ended, Dog exited the room. Dog? What are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? Looks like you're making big moves against the group without approval. Yeah, well, that doesn't sound wrong, I guess. If I'd say that I'm getting this game under control. I had a bad feeling about this. Something told me that by finding that whip, I had opened up Pandora's box. So what's gonna happen now? Well, we're gonna have to wait for people to get here. Whatever game Horse wants won't start until he gets here. And how long's that gonna take? Shouldn't be too long. I think everyone saw us heading up to the 3rd floor. Anyways, it's not that big a school. Let's just wait for him. Dog was right that it didn't take long for people to come. However, Horse wasn't the first to arrive. What the fuck is going on here? Dog, what was that announcement about? It certainly didn't sound like anything good. What's wrong with just looking for minor trinkets? It sounded like a good plan. It was fun, practical, and didn't involve weird tablet announcements. What a welcoming reception. I'd fill you in, but it's a pain to repeat myself 3 times. Just wait for the others to get here, and then I'll talk. You'll talk now. Doubt it, although by saying that, I guess I proved you right. Quit playing games. That's literally why we're here. But that's exactly what I'm going to do when Horse gets here. It's like you're asking to get beat up. I wouldn't recommend that. Or did you not hear the announcement? The fuck? Dog is referring to the clause about not interfering with the game. It's possible that the physically assaulting Dog could impact his ability on the game. That you'd be breaking that rule. You think just because I'll be executed I won't kick the shit out of you? Not really, but I hope so. Dragon just stared Dog down. Before that could continue, however, Horse, Monkey, and Sheep walked in. Predictably, Horse looked very much not happy. Dog? Horse? The hell is this about? Let's try out a new toy I found. Here, read up. Instead of trying to explain it all, he just handed the whip over to the group. New people gathered around and read the rules. Wait, Dog, if you lose, you'll die. Yep. Why would you do something like this? I want to tame Horse. Huh. And why is that? Why not? Figured it might be useful to control your tablet, check your personality, the like. It gives us extra time to look around, so what's the harm? I'm supposed to just trust that by putting my life in your hands, you'll use it for good. Nope. That's why you can choose a game you're good at, if you like. Horse, are you actually going to try and win this game? Dog will die if you do. He knew that when he challenged me. True. It's on him if he dies. Yep. Not really a big deal one way or another. How's that a huge deal? Big, you gotta learn to go with the flow. Ever consider Buddhist meditation? It really helps. Oh no, you don't. Don't try and sell me on some hippie shit. I've already written 3 separate articles talking about how much pseudo-philosophy and hypocrisy surrounds that scene. Such anger. Ever consider Buddhist meditation? It really helps. You know, dog, such extreme apathy is not a healthy mindset. I've been doing fine up until now. I doubt that. But I also doubt you really are that apathetic. Oh? Maybe you generally are. I don't know. But in my experience, apathetic people don't do things like this that they don't need to, even on a whim. Sounds like you've had some real boring apathetic clients. Anyway, enough beating around the bush. Morris, what do we play? A list of games appeared on my tablet when the announcement played. I already looked over it. They were mostly childish. With the options, I guess I'll play cribbage. Cribbage? My father taught me how to play it when I was young. It's my favorite card game. Cribbage, huh? I'm familiar with it. Not a bad choice. There's a deck of cards in the vending machine, so we're all set if you want to play. How are we playing? Standard rules. Muggins are allowed. First to 140. Sounds great. Let's get seated at this table. I have no clue how to play cribbage, so that those words certainly meant things. The two made their way over to a nearby table. Horse took the liberty of inspecting the deck of cards Dog had. This might be a bad time to ask, or maybe it's not the most important thing right now, but what's cribbage? A card game. Thank you for that wonderful insight, Ox. I gather that, genius. I meant, how do you play it? Surprisingly enough, I actually know the rules. You do? This might sound far-fetched, but learning the rules actually becomes quite critical for one of the cases I was prosecuting. Seriously? That sounds interesting. You would think. Anyway, the point is I know the basics. Like pretty much every card game, there's a dozen variations, but here are the basics. Every round, each player draws 6 cards. Also, a separate community card is shown face up. They choose 2 cards to put in the crib, and hold 4 to play. And they take turns placing those cards down, approaching 31. Face cards all count as 10s, aces count as 1s. A player can't place another card down without bringing the total above 31. A new stack is formed. All the while, players can score points based on various things. Point if you play a card the opponent just played. Bonus points if you get 3 or 4 of a kind in a row. Points if you play cards in a sequence. Points if you play a card which brings the stack's total to 15. And point if you're the last person to play a card on the stack. Bonus points if you play a card that makes it directly 31. After the hand's played out, both players take their 4-card hands back and score them. You can use the 4 cards and the community card to look for things like pairs, sequences, or unique ways to add up to 15. In rare cases, there could be a flush with 4 cards of the same suit. If your opponent overlooks a point, you can call Muggins and take that point for yourself. After that, the crib is scored using the same rules. Every round, who the crib score counts for changes. So the first round, the points in it could go to Horse. The next, it would go to Dog. Like they said, the first person to reach 140 points wins. Oh, wow. I still have no clue what the fuck you're talking about. That seems pretty complicated. Most games do when you just explain them, but it's really simple when you start playing it. Basically, it comes down to 2 things. How do you divide the 6 cards you draw between your hand and the crib? And how do you play that 4-card hand? Experienced players never miss a point opportunity, so Muggins almost never comes into play. It's more about focusing on how to score points, and more importantly on how to deny your opponent from scoring points. Alright, thanks for the explanation, Ox. Now I feel like I can follow the game pretty well. While Ox was explaining this to me, Horse and Dog began to play. Horse sat in his chair stiffly, with a determined look on his face. Dog, on the other hand, leaned back in his chair and had a slight smirk on his face. Still, these early rounds, Horse took quite a lead. In just 2 rounds, he was up 12 points on Dog. Guess I didn't have to worry after all. Yep, this looks pretty bad. But this is to be expected. I'm still getting in the groove of things. Gambling's all about feeling the flow. Sounds like the mantra of a worthless gambling junkie. And cribbage isn't gambling. Just then Tiger and Snake walked in. Hey, what's going on here? A game of cards, eh? This is certainly an interesting turn of events. We explained to them the events that happened before they got there. Oh my. So Dog's on rogue, huh? Figures. Low energy guys like that always end up taking the easy way out. He's playing for his life at the moment. I would hardly call things the easy way out. Actually, if used properly, this major trinket could be massively useful. If there was someone trustworthy enough, everyone could agree to lose to them and let the trustworthy pillar find out who has a special personality. You don't really think people would be eager to willingly trust their life to someone else, do you? There's also no guarantee that a traitor wouldn't pretend to throw the game and instead win, killing the trustworthy pillar, and everyone else they tamed. Valid concerns. Hey, where's Rooster? He was pretty interested in this challenge business. He said that if the round was going to be paused, he'd use that time searching for more trinkets. Hey, that's not a bad idea. Walked over to Horse and Dog. Both of you, hold on. What is it? How'd you guys take super long turns? And while the timer is paused, the rest of us can find all the minor trinkets. To propose this idea, a familiar voice spoke from our tablets. Not so fast. I'm watching these games. If I even suspect that the players are intentionally slowing things down, I'll execute both of them. What? No fair. Don't try to abuse my items. Should fill their intended purposes. Damn. Nice idea though, Mouse. Yeah, well, thanks. Anyway, I should take advantage of this, right? What to do? But I say, what about breakfast with Tiffany? Look for trinkets. Okay, well, have a good game, you two. As for me, I'm going to spend this time searching for minor trinkets. Good idea there, Mouse. Make those the time you have. Do whatever you want. Right now, all that matters is this game. That's the spirit, Horse. Keep up the good fight. With that, I went down to the second floor and started looking through classrooms. It was slower to search through for items by myself than it was with a group, but that wouldn't discourage me. This was just free time on the clock to find trinkets. Why weren't more people taking advantage of this? A few minutes later, I heard another announcement on my tablet. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame Tiger. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Know that any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will be instantly executed. Damn, Dog. Tiger, too? Guess that answered who won the cribbage game. Horse had a real good lead there. What happened? Dog must have got a lucky batch of cards. Why was he also challenging Tiger, though? Well, he probably had a good reason. I was determined to make good use of the time he was giving me. I kept searching through classrooms, and another announcement played. Attention, Dog is currently attempting to tame Dragon. Runtime's been paused. Dragon, too? Damn, Dog was really on a rampage. Surely he had to be worried about risking his life this many times in a row, isn't he? Why was he so desperate to put people under his control? Perhaps the group had decided to throw games to him. Look at it in a certain light. The whip is the greatest investigative tool there is. So long as we trust Dog. If we don't, then everybody dies. When Dog dies. Which is a bit of a problem. So long as we trust Dog. I learned the story later. For now, I needed to search for trinkets. I looked around a bit longer for any hidden trinkets. Oh! However, I was going around through the classroom, a familiar face walked in. Horse! What are you doing here? And what's that on your face? Instead of answering me, he just approached me. He had a grim look on his face. What are you? Before I could even finish my question, he grabbed my throat with one hand. I tried to get him off me, but he was so many times stronger than me. I was utterly powerless. I kicked and I scratched and clawed. Eventually my oxygen ran out and I passed out. I wasn't choked to death then. However, I would be killed before I woke up. I died without having the slightest clue what had gone on. But I did die peacefully in my sleep, and I guess that's worth something. Well, well, Queen of Clubs. Zodiac Race is a war of information. While resource gathering is important, isolating yourself from the group means you have no influence on events. In this case, while Mouse's idea wasn't bad, she chose to pursue it over monitoring a potentially dangerous situation. And the situation grew deathly dangerous. Well, well. We have found Dog. We certainly have. Dog am become take control of haunts? Stay and watch the game. While looking for trinkets made sense, I felt uneasy about leaving the situation. Right now, Dog was casually using a major trinket which could lead to his death. I wasn't right here. I had a feeling that the whip would be central to this whole race. Ignoring it to find minor trinkets seemed like a short-sighted plan in the long run. Instead, I took a few steps back and watched the game progress. Hox's explanation helped me follow the general gist of how things were going. Slowly but surely, Dog regained ground in the struggle. It wasn't any major round, but as the game played out, he started to take the lead. A good few steps away from the action, Ox spoke to me in a hushed tone. Fascinating. What, the game? It's interesting enough to watch, I suppose. No, not that. Something I've noticed about how this game has been played. Notice, every single round, Dog puts his cards in the crib after Horse does. I mean, consistently. This is despite the fact that usually Dog is making his plays faster than Horse. Okay, and? Just has me thinking why he's doing that. You have a theory. The longer the game's gone on, the more Dog has been winning. Didn't think it was possible, but he might be slowly marking the deck. What? Would explain why he's waiting for Horse to decide which cards are going in the crib to make his own move. Typically, card marking is a process that happens on the deck beforehand. Subtle tint work or juice dust can tell cheaters exactly which cards are where, and it's practically imperceivable. I think Dog might be doing his own practical card marking by subtly scratching and bending the cards in specific places. Isn't that crazy difficult to remember all those handmade tells? Hard, sure, but far from impossible. Hold on a minute, that would be cheating, right? Shouldn't he be executed right now? Remember, the rules specify that you'd be executed if you were caught cheating. He hasn't been caught. So should we say something to Horse? We would be executed for interfering in the game. I'm not sure we can. Huh? The rules also forbid any non-players from interfering with the game. It's possible something like this could be considered an exception. But it's also possible that the only people who can call out cheating are the players themselves. For now, let's just watch things play out. Okay. I felt uneasy letting Dog cheat like that, but I didn't really have a rebuttal to what Ox said. Guess I just have to let this happen. The game continued, and Dog continued to gather more and more of a lead. Now that's peculiar. What's peculiar? Dog has drawn far more 5s than Horse has. That matters because in cribbage, 10s are by far the most common digit, since all face cards count as 10s. And you can get easy points by making a 15. So 5s are often super useful cards to put in your hand or your crib. Taking turns shuffling the deck. I wonder if Dog's somehow forcing certain cards during his shuffles. If that's the case, he's got to be an experienced card shark. Jeez, no wonder Horse is losing. This is brutal. Nothing changed in the game's final moments. After an uneventful round where neither side did much better than the other, Dog passed the 140 line. Looks like I got lucky. Shit. Sorry, Dad. I let you down. No, it's not that dramatic. Sometimes the cards fall in unexpected ways. Still, there was some pretty impressive play, Dog. I have to ask, are you a card shark of some sort? A card shark? That's definitely an overstatement. I do play cards with Chief of Police Bowen and his friends every now and then, so maybe I picked up something from that. So what happens now? Dog can control Horse? I should be able to, yep. In fact, I want to check how this works right now. He said that. Dog walked into a nearby empty classroom and shut the door. Tch. Who does he think he is, just strolling around and doing whatever the hell he wants? It is indeed a cause for concern. Let us hope his intentions are noble. Just as Monkey said that, all our tablets had an announcement. Attention! Dog is currently attempting to tame Tiger. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Know that any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will instantly be executed. What? He's challenging another person? What's this? His list of games on my tablet. This is starting to become a bit of a concern. Dog exited the room, clearly trying to hide a grin. He clearly seemed to be enjoying our frustration quite a bit. Dog? What's up? What are you doing? Trying to tame everyone, that's what. By the by, Horse is clear of being a traitor. He's just determined. Did you choose me because you suspect me? Partly, yeah. How could you suspect me? I've been for the team this whole time. That's why I suspect you. Just don't buy that someone could be that positive. I'm gonna take that as a compliment. Point proven. Anyways, choose a game to play. Right. Well, definitely not a card game, can't do that. Let's see here. Tiger looked over the list. Darts are kind of like small javelins, aren't they? Not really. Darts seem fun. I want to go with darts. Okie dokie, let's get things set up. Dog walked over and picked up some of the darts. And then started to set up the dartboard. What do you think Dog's plan is? I really can't tell. It's hard to read him. But now let's just see how things play out. Keep in mind Dog's one of the traitors. Is that the right move? Maybe. I genuinely wonder if Dog is trying to kill the other traitor. And then planning to just control us all to victory. Dog was finished setting up. So how are we playing this? Why are you asking me? I don't know the rules of darts. You what? Dog started laughing uncontrollably to himself while Tiger shrugged. Never got around to learning. Then, why did you choose to play it? Seemed fun. It is fun. Tiger, your life could be on the line. Pig, I always play like my life's on the line. Well, this time in a very literal sense, it's true. Hell yeah, it is. Don't worry, Tiger. I'm sure you'll be great at this. What a train wreck. How amusing. Since you're a novice, we'll make it a short and simple game. Basically, we'll each throw 3 darts each. Each dart will score points equal to the section it's in. Landing in this outer ring will double whatever the section's worth. Landing in this middle ring will triple what it's worth. Landing in this center circle is worth 25 points. The inner circle is worth 50 points. Simple as that. Alright, I think I got the gist of it. Could I have a couple of practice throws before we start? I don't see why not. Cool. And Tiger began to throw some practice darts. Despite them decidedly not being like tiny javelins, Tiger picked up on throwing them surprisingly quick. Throwing them like one might pitch a baseball was certainly a questionable method, but it seemed to work out for her. Began to think Tiger might have an actual shot at this. Which, was that good? Bad? It seemed bad. I didn't want Dog to die. Keep in mind the Horse will die too. However, he was doing pretty reckless things without bothering to explain himself. It was making all of us very uneasy. Clearly expected people to fight back and didn't seem overly bothered by it. Why? He was just acting too strange for me to get a good grasp on the situation. So when Dog and Tiger eventually began their contest in earnest, I couldn't really cheer for either side. Alright, let's go. May the best darter win. Sure thing. Like that, Tiger began her turn. She closed her eyes. She breathed heavily. Then in an instant, her arm shot out and a dart slammed at the dartboard. It was fairly close to the center of the board, but not centered enough. Ended up sailing into the 19-point section. 19 points. Not necessarily a bad score, but not a great one either. Ugh. Man, my bad there. Lousy start. That's fine, I'm cool. I'll do better next time. No need to start freaking out. I got this. After talking to seemingly no one, Tiger immediately threw another dart without warning. An odd technique, but one that worked out. Tiger has scored a bull, though not a bull's eye. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. a bit more on center. Gotta let the inner me handle this one. Let's go. Tiger stared daggers at the dartboard like it was her worst enemy. She threw her dart with an incredible amount of force. It soared straight ahead and hit the dartboard in its dead center. Bullseye. Yes! Not bad at all. So if you add up all your darts, you got a score of 50 plus 25 plus 19, that's 94. Or, damn, for a beginner, that's pretty exceptional. Think you can top that? I don't know, this might be the end for me. Dog said this, but his casual tone indicated he wasn't particularly worried for his life. I mean, you can just hit like the triple zone of the 19 section, which would get you right back into things with one dart. He was a bartender, wasn't he? Plenty of bars had dartboards. Ever since he had heard that darts were the competition, it seemed even more relaxed than usual. He knew that even with Tiger's impressive performance, it wouldn't be enough. Okay, guess it's my turn. See if I still got it. Dog lined up the dartboard. With more than a push of his wrist, he sent the dart lightly sailing into the dartboard. Landed at the 20 section, just a bit over the middle ring. Little high there, my bad. 20 points. Tried again, and this time the dart landed slightly below the middle ring in the 20 section. Oof, I'm in a real spot of trouble here. 40. He's got to hit the middle ring to win. Need to score what, a 54 this turn to tie? If I can do it, my life depends on it. Oh no. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. In a sing-songy voice, Dog lamented his position before sending his third dart right into the middle ring in the 20 section. 20 times 3 is 60. Dog's score totaled to 100. He was the winner. He extended his hand out to Tiger. Good game. You really got skill for a beginner. Thanks. Guess I should have been a bit smarter with my choice of challenge, huh? I think this game was very on brand for you. I'm glad you chose it. Of course you're glad she chose it. It let you easily win. Yeah, well, if I had been a bit short of that middle ring, I would have lost, and... Yeah. So what now, Dog? Right, what's the next step, huh? Guess we'll start with Tiger and Horse confiscating all your tablets. Nope. What? Uh-oh. An instant, whatever kayfabe of friendliness we had shattered. Root of my looming dread had appeared. Dog, what are you talking about? Why would they do that? They do it because I'm going to order them to. If they disobey, they'll almost certainly die. But why are you asking this of us? Guess there's no point in being coy. I have the victorious personality. What? Huh? You fucking serious? Make a lot of bad jokes, Dragon, but even I know there's a time and place. It's really a pain having this special role and all. I get it, you're all obviously going to have a problem with myself living while you all die. That's fair, I'd want me to die too. Hell, I'd normally be up for it. I guess I have some duty to see things through. Duty? What are you talking about? A duty to kill 11 other people. A duty to put an end to the ghosts of years ago. Oh. So he's not lying? He actually did get the victorious personality instead of Bunny? They won't be killing a... Wait. I thought you were defeated. They won't be killing 11 people, only 9. If you remember, I can win with up to 2 other people. Horse, Tiger, you simply have to do as I tell you, and you'll both be able to survive. Seriously? You're making us your puppets. Puppets is such a harsh term. How about comrades? This is fucking bullshit. Think we'll take this sitting down? I'd like that, but I doubt it. Which is why I got the 2 strongest fighters here on my side. They'll take care of you lot, and then the 3 of us will be done. Simple, right? They're not going to go along with this, right? What power do you actually hold over them? Right? I'm perfectly honest, what power do you actually hold over them? Obviously they can't... Oh, you have to enter actions for them, don't you? Or else they die. I dislike you, Dog. Your attitude, past, entire being. But I understand. There are some times in life where you must be selfish. This is one of those times. Horse! There is a more peaceful way, I would find it. That's the spirit. And Tiger? Are you saying I can survive if I turn my back on my friends? I'm saying you'll definitely die if you won't. I'm curious what your thoughts will be over the choice of Tiger and not Dragon as second comrade. Is it just a matter of who we could beat easily in round 2? Or is there more to that choice? Also, friends is pretty strong considering you've met these people earlier today. Good point. Tiger is just a big puppy who easily befriends people. That's just how she is. I've got over 100 things I have left to do. It'd all be worthless if I was the type to let others die to save my skin. And Tiger, are you saying? Even if I die, I'll never betray the group. You know I can't stand your type. Positive to a fault. You're the type to talk about what a great day it is before people have had their coffee, aren't you? Should have figured we wouldn't be compatible. Bad choice on my part. Oh. Alright, let's try this again. That warning dog jumped into a nearby classroom and slammed the door. Hey, get back here! Tiger ran over to the door, but before she could open the door, an announcement played on our tablets. Attention. Dog is currently attempting to tame Dragon. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Dragon's face flushed. Everyone's face flushed. This stupid game could be played, but this time puts everyone's life on the line. Dog casually walked out of the room. Dragon, I bet you'll be a lot more cooperative. Like hell I'd work for you. Yeah, we'll talk again when you've properly tamed. Don't think you're gonna get to just do what you want. I'm gonna beat you to such a pulp you won't be able to lift the card. Careful, that could be considered interfering. If you do something that'd help Dragon win, you'd be executed. I already said I'm willing to put my life on the line. I'd happily die to show you your place. And this is a real problem. You wanna punch me and I don't want to be punched. Or is mine stepping in? What? If I die, you die too. So it's in your best interest that Tiger doesn't hurt me too much. Horse thought about it for a second. Then he moved in forwards and started to restrain Tiger. Hey, what the hell? Get your arms off me! Nothing personal. Don't resist. Like hell I won't resist! The two began to struggle, but it was clear neither would be punching Dog anytime soon. The room's attention shifted back to Dog and Dragon. Dragon looked down the list of games she could choose. Ox looked over her shoulder. Think carefully, Dragon. You have a chance to turn the tables here. If you beat Dog, you can wipe out the biggest threat to our coexistence. But you don't really need to stress about it. You're kinda in a win-win situation right now. If you win, congratulations, you defeated the big bad guy. And even if you lose, you get a ticket to a ride and easy train to survival. I already said I'm not working with you. I already said we'll talk later. Now, pick a game. Fine, we're playing concentration. Oh. I'll tell you now, whatever you think about me, you're wrong. I get that I don't look like I'm the smartest, and that's because I'm not. I won't lie about that. My memory is killer. Think you can just challenge anyone to anything and it'll be cool? You got everything coming. You're certainly confident. Well, I already marked all the cards, so I'm just gonna fucking dominate this game. So what are the specific rules? God, I can't read today. Spread out 50 cards randomly in a 5x10 grid. We'll take out a pair. I'll flip them all face up. We have 20 seconds to look, then you'll flip them all back face down. Pairs are going to be cards of the same value and color. So 3 of hearts and 3 of diamonds would be a pair. On a person's turn, they can flip over 2 cards. If they're a pair, they pick up the pair, put it in their stack, and then try again. This continues until they flip over 2 cards that aren't in a pair, or all the cards are gone. When all the cards are gone, the person with the most cards in their stack wins. Oh, and I get to flip first. Rules were simple, but far from fair. Dragon really had as good a memory as she claimed. Going first was a humongous advantage. It's possible she could sweep the whole thing in one go. I expected Dog to argue back, to try and agree on fairer rules. However, sounds fine to me. Really? Of course. Why, are you surprised by that? No, not at all. Smooth. Shut up. I'll take out the ace of spades and clubs and shuffle the cards. Dog did just what he said, and the two gathered around a table. Just as simple as that, this life and death game was beginning. Meanwhile, Horse and Tiger were still struggling in the side of the room. Uh-oh. The rest of us had just been watching all this unfold. What else could we do? Dog placed a stack of cards on the table, and Dragon began placing the cards face up in the grid she described. After the last card was placed, she began to count 20 aloud. 3, 4, 5. She reached 20. Dog leaned forward and started frantically flipping cards over. Unlike Dragon's cool and methodical approach, Dog used both hands to reach all over the grid and quickly flip them over in a random, rapid order. The technique seemed to annoy Dragon, but she didn't see anything. Finally, all the cards were face down again. And here we are. Here we are. I wish you good luck, but, well, you know how it is. Dog's random movements disrupting her memorization. I understand. I wasn't relying on luck anyways. A confident smirk came across Dragon's face. She knew what she was doing. Also possible that Dog's quick movements swap cards around. So she'll go and pull a pair that she remembers being a pair, and it's not a pair because Dog's made some schmoos. She started flipping the card in the top left position. 8 of spades. And counted 4 rows down, 3 columns over, and she flipped over the 8 of diamonds. Wait, what? Picked up both cards and put them in the stack right next to her. Wait, hold up. Wait, hold up. Pairs are the same value in color. 8 of spades. 8 of diamonds. That... Hold up. Hold up, guys. That... Picked up both cards and put them in a stack right next to her. And she flipped over to the card which was to the right of the top left card and found its match in a similar method. Hold up. That's... Shenanigans. This pattern repeated itself over and over again. Dragon wasn't just winning this game, she was crushing it. I had my doubts, but she wasn't bluffing. Dog also looked surprised, impressed at Dragon's skills. But on the inside, he must be regretting things. He was so confident when he challenged her, but he was getting his ass handed to him. This was the weakness of letting the opponent choose the game. They could choose what they were strongest at. I was feeling confident in Dragon's victory until the 11th pair, where she failed to get a matching pair. Instantly, her face turned to confusion. What? Oh, that's gotta hurt. Good run, though. No, this can't be right. That card wasn't supposed to be there. Must have got it mixed up in your head. No way. Hey, happens to the best of them. Quit worrying so much, you got a real lead on me. I have to be a miracle worker to make a comeback from there. Despite his words, the creeping smirk on his face made me instantly realize that Dragon was about to lose. Yep, I called it. Dog's random movements in flipping the cards back over meant he had a chance to swap one of them. The whirlwind Dog flipped over pair after pair, mowing through the board. Midway through his rampage, Dragon's eyes perked up again. That card too, that wasn't supposed to be there. Don't know what you're talking about, a little busy winning. Pair removed, pair removed, pair removed. Dog ended up sweeping the entire rest of the board. Apparently Dragon wasn't the only one with impressive memory. In the end, Dragon had 20 cards in her stack, and the Dog had 30. Dang, that was a close one. Good game. Fuck that. There's no way. It's bullshit. It's like Dragon was on the verge of tears. She walked over to the wall and kicked it hard. It's a rough blow to the ego, but you got played hard, girl. You got played hard by a real card shark. How strange. Dragon was so confident going into it. To make such a simple mistake, well, it strikes me as odd. A simple mistake? You think memorizing a 5x10 good at cards is easy? No, of course not. I didn't mean to offend. It's an incredibly difficult feat, and judging by how well Dragon did, it's clear that she can accomplish that feat. Which is why I think it's odd that despite being clearly capable of the task, she had a few cards switched around in her memory. Could be wrong about this, but, Dog, did you cheat? Oh? I'm offended, Sheep. Why would you make such a hurtful accusation? I'm sorry, just that the way you flipped over the cards reminded me of my older sisters when we played Concentration. When we played, I always would get mixed up. I later learned that when they'd flip the cards back up real rapidly, they'd use their speed and the confusion to switch the place of one or two of the cards. Dragon was really sure of where cards were. Could that have happened here? Seriously? Dog, you scum, is she right on this? Of course not. Frankly, the fact that you'd slander me is so offensive. Sorry, I didn't mean. Don't back down like that. Just because she said he didn't doesn't mean he actually didn't. Why would he admit it? Well then, I suppose you'd have some morsel of evidence to support your claim. You wouldn't just libelously state things without any proof, would you? No? But I suppose the game is valid. Fuck. Don't despair, Dragon, you're on the winning side. I've got an eye for these things, and I know that the three of us can take down everyone else. It would have been a cleaner stomp if Tiger decided to join us, but that can't be helped. Horse can almost certainly defeat Tiger, and you can pretty much defeat anyone else. It would be a different story if there were weapons or elements of surprise. But a straight-up brawl? Well, you're the slugger queen, right? That. So are you gonna let your whole crew down to save a cop? Some lawyers and a bunch of high-class nobodies? Or are you gonna make the smart decision? Ooh, Dog clearly knows Dragon well. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not a good enough person to refuse this offer. Yeah, we pretty much know that. No hard feelings. Dragon, no! If I didn't agree, there's a good chance that he would have succeeded anyways. It's just jumping off a sinking ship. There is no shame in your decision. We all must do what we have to. Sure there's shame! Lots of shame! Shame on you and your friends and family for as long as you live! Calm down. Panic gets us nothing. I'm not panicking, I'm convincing! Poorly. Will this really simply devolve into a gang fight? We can take them. No, we can't. Yes, we can. Now then, let's get started. But he was right. This wasn't a fight I felt good about. Tiger was our biggest asset, but she was likely outmatched by Horse. As for the rest of us, we had the numbers advantage, but none of us could likely beat Dragon, save for maybe Bunny. It wasn't totally hopeless, but I didn't like our chances. What about the taming whip? If we used that, people like Horse and Dragon could still be saved. Remember the numbers for it. 3195. Damn, I should have thought about things better. It was too far away from any separate rooms. Bunny, however, was right next to a classroom. What to do? Oh boy. Well, I know exactly what the wrong decision feels like, and that's to run for it. I couldn't trust Bunny with that sort of power. Okay, never mind, that's the right decision. I'd already seen what it could do. No, I had to be the one to use it. Everyone was just standing around still frozen. I needed to make the first move. I ran towards the nearest door. However, my path put me in close proximity to Horse. My movement broke the standstill. I tried to run past him. He grabbed onto my arm like a vice. Oh no. Oh god. Fucking rip. I immediately regretted my choices as he swung me around with surprising ease and slammed me into the nearby wall. My bones cracked, my head spun, my ears rang. Just like that, I was already disoriented. I was aware enough to see Horse coming towards me, but Deal never kicked my head. Jesus, overkill, bro. It was a smart move. Incapacitate some of the weaker variables before starting any hard fights. But over to the side, Tiger was rushing at Horse. Surely she'd slam into him before he could kick me, right? But onto that hope, right until the shoe reached my nose. Oh, getting punted in the face by Horse is enough to knock most out. I was not an exception. This was a blessing in disguise, though. Since I was knocked out, I didn't have to be conscious when the knives entered my neck. Jesus. Talking brutal? Dog will take control of powerful figures using the taming whip. Mouse needs to be keenly aware of her limited physical abilities. If she can't utilize the group's main advantage, numbers, she won't be able to prevent defeat. Key is not to engage physically, but to challenge Dog on his own terms. Alright. I had a feeling that was it. Tell Bunny the number. There's really only one thing I can do. Bunny, the whip's code is 3195. Quickly, get Dog. Instantly, Bunny realized what I meant. He sprung into action, rushing into the nearby classroom. Horse chased after him, but by the time he reached the door, the room was already closed. He tried breaking in, but before he could finish, that familiar announcement played. Attention, Bunny is currently attempting to tame Dog. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. That any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will instantly be executed. Just like the round, so too did the brewing fight pause. There's no point so long as the fate of Dog was in the air. Bunny left the room with a confident smirk. Damn, I was hoping we wouldn't get to this stage. But fair play, Bunny. You challenged me. Yeah, so I'm protected by that no interference clause, right? Sure. Neither horse nor dragon is going to attack you. Doesn't explain why they're not dealing with the others, though. Why would we? Huh? You moron, we're not eager to work with a psychopath like you. Bunny wins this, he gets control of you, and by proxy us. In that case, the group can all survive together, and you can go die on your own fucking dime. Yeah, you got me. I realized the flaw in my plan the moment I challenged Dragon. I had the feeling this might devolve into a last man standing gamble fest. And you know what? That actually sounds interesting. Been a long time since I've actually been this excited about something. But come on, Bunny. You challenged me. Means I get to pick what we play. Bring it. Means stopping an evildoer like you, I can handle anything. Now that's what I'm talking about, Bunny. Evildoer, huh? How ironic. Well, no matter. It's a gamble off we're in for. We should play some of the classics, don't you think? I'll challenge you to a game of classic Texas Hold'em. You're confident because you play against Bowen a lot, aren't you? I'm not sure if you were aware, but I've also played with Bowen quite a bit. Oh, I'm aware, and I know you can't beat him. He's my boss, I let him win. Is that so? Of course. How noble. Let's set the rules. I want to keep things simple. Standard card things. We each draw 2, 5 community cards in the regular order. Yada dee. Yada yada yada. Nothing weird here. We'll each take 20 chips. The ante will be 1, and it'll increase every 12 rounds. That'll sound fine to you? Of course. There's nothing to dispute in those rules at all. What? One thing I'll ask is that the spectators, he gestured over to the group, stay a good distance away from us. And they stand to the sides. Don't want anyone sneaking a peek at my cards or sending signals. But of course, I don't want any outside interference. It's almost fascinating how completely they had isolated the rather large group of people standing around them. At this moment, the principal actors in this story were Bunny and Dog. Everyone else was just to the side. Dog went over to the vending machine and grabbed some stacks of chips. And he sat at a table and started splitting them up into 2 groups of 20. Meanwhile, Bunny thoroughly shuffled the cards. Let me be clear. Unlike most people here, I have some card experience. Don't think you're going to be able to pull anything. I'll eagerly use the cheaters get executed rule. Don't worry, I wouldn't try something like that against you. I'm not that dumb. Good, then let's get started. And just like that, they began to play. We'll see this game play out next time.